The sawdust in Uncle Leo's workshop always smelled like possibility. But today, it just felt like failure. I was 24, back in my hometown with a degree I couldn't use and a pile of ruined oak boards at my feet. I was trying to build a simple coffee table, but the joints were gapped. The wood was splintered, and my confidence? It was non-existent. Uncle Leo was at the lathe, his back to me. He's the kind of guy who communicates mostly through grunts and nods. He hadn't said a word to me all morning, just the whir of the machine and the smell of cedar. I finally dropped my chisel. It clattered on the concrete floor, sounding like a gunshot. I muttered, "I'm just not built for this, Leo. I don't have the hands for it." He didn't stop the lathe. He didn't even turn around. He just reached up to the high shelf above his workbench and pulled down a heavy, rusted iron key. He tossed it over his shoulder without looking. "The chest in the corner," he said. His voice was like gravel. "Open it." I walked over to the old, battered cedar chest that had been sitting under a tarp for as long as I could remember. I turned the key, the lock groaned, and the lid creaked open. I expected old blueprints, maybe some scrap metal, but instead, my heart just dropped. Inside were 12 identical, perfectly finished jewelry boxes. Each one was more intricate than the last. And on the bottom of every single one, in Leo's shaky handwriting, was a date. The date started 15 years ago, on my 9th birthday. Leo finally turned the machine off. The silence was deafening. He wiped his hands on a greasy rag and looked me right in the eye. "Every year you were gone," he whispered, "I built one of those to remind myself that the talent is in your blood, kid. You aren't failing. You're just practicing." He turned back to his work. I didn't leave. I picked up my chisel and I got back to work, because when a man like Leo bets on you for 15 years, you don't just walk away. You finish the job.